Hey everyone, the Brandy Johnson here with this week's installment of Woke Wednesday Live, which is brought to you by For the Love of Queens Facebook group and brand. So I have my girl here with me. Today's guest is Shamika, Lady Queen I Am Willis. Madam,
Hello.
why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to those that don't know who you are yet?
Definitely. Once again, I am Shamika Willis, also known as Lady Queen I Am. I've been put here on this earth to not only motivate the kingdom of God, but motivate people to understand listen, we all have a gift inside of us, and we need to discover it and then use it to make this world a better place. So I want to help people use the gift to be great. I just want everyone to be great. And so that's the gift that's inside of me, and I intend to use it to its full extent.
Beautiful. So, if you guys can't tell, I'm still a little bit under the weather. You're probably gonna hear me cough a little bit throughout this thing, but you know I'm gonna push through and get it done anyhow, because I love
Absolutely.
bringing you guys awesome people, awesome content. So, as you guys can tell, our topic today is quitting. We all hit those points that like we're like, is this really worth it? So we're gonna go over some things to take that'll help you keep going when you hit those rough patches. Cause I've hit several. I'm sure I'm going to hit several more as I continue to grow and network and work on mindset and empower you guys. So as per usual, feel free to comment and ask questions. I know this pre-recorded, but I will go in and answer your comments and your questions as well as Shamika will as well. So make sure you drop them in there anyhow. Excuse me. So let's get started. So a big portion of moving forward and continuing your journey forward is paying attention to how you're looking at the situation. So, Lady Queen, who, or I should say, what are some things that you have done as far as your perspective on something that has kept you moving forward when you hit the wall, so to speak?
Well, I think you know what. First of all, I'm so glad you brought up this subject because it's kind of like a big sister thing. Sometimes you need a big sister to say, "Look, this is some tough love. Let's get it together and keep it moving." And so I know with myself, with this gift that God has given me, a lot of times when I would get discouraged because motivators also need motivation. So a lot of times when you do get discouraged, you want to say, you know what, that time out, I'm done. You want to throw in the towel. But one thing I kept pushing for, especially when I'd see something that my brain wants to tell me, listen, you've tried, you've done this, you've tried all these outlooks, all the odds are against you. Your brain will try to tell you those things. Even your mind, your mind will try to compete against you and say, listen, are you sure you want to do this? Because it's too much. One thing I continue to do is not only look towards the word of God, but basically just to tell myself, listen, okay, it might not have worked this way, so let me look at it this way. And I start to try to change the way that I look at it. How am I looking at this situation? Is this because it's going to help develop the person I'm becoming, or is it because I'm being soft? Because a lot of times we have to show ourselves tough love, because a lot of times we are soft. So it's showing yourself tough love to say, you know what, how are we looking at this situation? Is it from a negative aspect? Because like it says, whatever you sow, you're going to reap. So if I'm sowing negativity, I'm going to reap negativity. So am I looking at it from a negative aspect, or am I looking at it from a positive aspect? So you have to ask yourself these questions, and that is definitely number one. How am I looking at this situation?
I will say for me, when I hit like again those rough patches, something that I like to personally do is I'll look at the situation at hand, how I'm feeling about it, what's caused it, if what are the ways around it, through it, over it, whatever it might be. But I'll also put myself like a year and a half, 2 years out from now, and I'll just imagine like 2 years from now, if I look back on this situation, will it be as big as a deal as it seems right now?
Yeah.
Oftentimes the answer is going to be no. So that's what I use to calm myself down and become more rational and objective about the situation and work my way through it best I can. If it's fixable, work on fixing it. If it's something I need to go ahead and chop up as a loss, admit that that's what's going on and keep moving forward, because sometimes we encounter
Yeah.
things that we can't change. But the only thing we can do
You're
is
right.
change how we think about it and how we react the next time we might encounter the situation.
Hmm.
So, if you're about to quit, what are some questions that you ask yourself?
If I'm about to quit, some of the questions that I ask myself is number one is how am I looking at that situation? You know, if I'm looking at it from that negative aspect, and that's really probably the number one question because I do believe whatever you sow, you're gonna reap. So if I'm looking at it from a negative aspect, then I'm going to reap that negativity. And one of my biggest things is why am I doing this in the first place? And that's really the second question I ask: Why am I doing this in the first place? And everybody's why is different. I have a few whys, as a matter of fact, but it's just I had to ask myself, okay, why am I doing this? And people will tell you, my children mean the world to me. My family means the world to me. So I have to live a life that to help my children understand. Listen, you can have a better life too, but it all starts with you. You are that creator. If you want to create the future that you want, you have to create it. If you want that future, you have to create that future. What do I do to create that future? I have to put in the work. And see, our work ethic is so messed up nowadays. We work and we work and you're like, okay, God told me I'm gonna get this, and because it takes a long time to work towards it, or because it takes longer than we think, we almost forget about the promise. We almost forget about what the end's going to be, and so we give up. We're like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I was supposed to get this, and it slipped my mind. I stopped working towards it because everything around us, work, family, church, friends, all of that, we get so caught up in life, we forget about what we're put here on this earth for. So we
Hmm.
need to work on our work ethic. But one of the major things is, why did you even start in the first place?
Yeah, most definitely. And something else I'd like to add to that is, and this has become like a huge point being pushed to me and others under the tutelage of Doc and Winter Bobo. And they say it's very important that not only if you're somebody that's into the word of God and the
Mhm.
Bible, and you have a strong relationship with God, that is absolutely excellent. But you need to also make sure that you are personally developing yourself and
Exactly.
using those tools and resources. You and I have several books between us that we have read that we find extremely helpful in helping us to control our reactions, but also um, grow ourselves mentally beyond the point of being affected by things so easily. So,
Yeah.
um, you'll probably hear me say it more and more often as I continue to learn and build upon myself. Um, excuse me, but I'm getting a lot out of coaching. But if you're not yet at a place that you can afford the coaching or whatnot, make sure you are learning about the various authors out here with books that can help you continue to grow yourself in a way that it's easy to remember why you got started, why you're moving forward, why, and your whys, they're always going to vary. As you continue to grow as a person, they're going to vary. Like when I first started, my why was just to make more money and not feel stuck.
Yeah.
Well, I'm making more money. I don't feel as stuck. So now my why is to remember um, the sacrifices that were made on our behalf by our ancestors.
No, that's
Another
real.
one of my whys is to um, use the life that I still have to continue to grow and contribute and be as impactful on my sister queens in particular, and breaking these destructive family cycles. Because um, I realized, especially as of Saturday the 18th, like my older brother would have been 41, and he didn't get the chance to live his life. And so I try not to take for granted the life that I still have, and remember, like, he doesn't have his life. So I need to use my life and not waste time.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
those are some of the things that I use to keep me going.
Exactly.
So something else you should definitely ask yourself is, we all have a goal or several goals in mind. But what we have a problem with doing is letting go how we achieve that goal. So, can I approach it differently? Is an excellent question to ask yourself. So, when you ask yourself, can I approach it differently? What are some of the ways that you go about, um, just kind of shifting your perspective a little bit to go at it from a different angle?
Well, I definitely think that when you ask yourself, can I approach it differently? You do have to take a step back because first of all, you have to look at the way you're approaching it. You know, in order to see different entrances, I have to step back from the entrance I'm at and kind of look around and say, look, okay, this is my goal, and it's all about looking towards the future. You know, if you see this future goal in mind, there might be just like a maze. You know, there might be the end goal, but there's different ways you can get to that goal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, you have to step back a little bit and ask yourself, you know what, is there, maybe if this is not working for me and I'm getting so frustrated to where I want to quit, maybe this isn't the way I need to go. Because like we said, it's not failure. That was just an opportunity. I checked it and it wasn't for me. Is there somewhere else that I can maybe get in where I need to get to that goal? And so a lot of times we do have that stick to itness, but we don't have it in the right season. You know, we'll stick to this and it's not working, and we frustrate ourselves so much to where we do give up, we do quit, because you know what, I tried that, it didn't work. But yet, okay, did you try it this way? You know, there's many ways to get to that goal, to that purpose. But did you try it this way? Okay, maybe you were looking at it completely wrong. Did you maybe try it this way? Because I know when, especially first starting, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it this way, and I'm gonna start doing speaking engagements, and I'm gonna do this. It didn't happen that way. But not knowing, especially how social media is so powerful nowadays, it's another way. Even YouTube, it's another way to be able to speak to nations, to be able to speak to millions and thousands of people. It's a different way, but yet it wasn't in the way I thought or I had planned for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still working out. So learning how to be able to shift, and a lot of times we don't know how to shift. Like, when you're driving a car and you switch lanes, and it's time to merge over, there's a proper way to merge over. And a lot of times we want to stay stuck and say, nope, I'm trying to stay in this lane till the wheels fall off, and the wheels are falling off, and we don't know how to switch lanes, how to get over, because now this lane has ended. This lane has ended. So I need to merge. I need to figure out how I can handle this, or how I can go about this, because like I said, the gift is at the end goal. The success. Now, believe me when I say success, I believe, and this is wholeheartedly, I believe, success is a mindset. Success is in the journey. Every day, if I hustle and bust my tail towards my goal, my day was successful. That is success for me.
Mm-hmm.
So saying in the end, well, keep doing this till you're successful. No, I believe I'm successful, and every day I put forward my best foot to make it to that. That's what I truly believe. So, and we all look at success differently. And your way isn't wrong, my way isn't wrong. This is just how I continue to push myself. So I step back and I say, you know what? Can I approach this in a different way? Maybe it didn't work out this way, and it's okay that I tried. It's great that I tried, but let me try it this way. And so I try to keep reminding myself of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very, very, very true. All that you just went over. So, what I will say is, oh, excuse me. Um,
Uh-oh.
what I like to do.
Are we still on?
Are you back?
Are we still on?
Yeah. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hold on a second. How's that?
Are we still on here?
Uh huh. We still on here. Uh oh. Well, we've lost her momentarily, but I'm sure she'll be back. So once she jumps back on, I'll add her back to the stream. But while we wait, while we're still on this question, can I approach her differently? Um, like I said before, all of us have goals, but something that we all have to learn to do in regards to those goals. Welcome back, Sister Queen.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I was going over can I approach it differently? And again, going over the fact that we all have goals and we all have goals that we need to understand that like our goals should always remain the same. Um,
Okay.
as we come closer to them or as we accomplish them, they should get bigger and bigger.
Definitely.
But never change your goal, but always be willing to be flexible on how you achieve your goals. Because the way that you envision yourself achieving it in your mind and the way that it actually comes about because of how God and His universe works, it's something you're going to have to be open to. What I've learned during this journey is there are times that you need to admit when you don't know certain things. And when you admit
Yeah.
you don't know certain things, the tools, the resources, the people, and various opportunities will begin to reveal themselves so that you can start plugging in where you need to in order to get to where you're trying to go. But in order to recognize these things as they become available to you, you have to let go the exact way that you want to achieve a goal versus the way that it does become achievable. So if that makes sense, go ahead and just drop a two. Drop a two if what I just said makes sense. If not, if you need more information on like what I'm talking about right now, feel free to inbox me because I love talking about this stuff.
I know that's right.
So, excuse me. So, something else that both of us have had to work on
Yeah.
is trying to be a perfectionist, waiting for everything to fall in line before you get started. It's not
Yeah.
the way to go about things. Jamaica and myself can both agree that we have been through it. We have done it.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Definitely. Definitely. Look, I can't tell you how many times I started my videos over and over and over and over because I need it to be right. I need it to be right, and not realizing I was just trying to make it perfect. But there is no such thing as perfect. There is no perfection. There is no perfect. You will always find something that you could have did differently. And so I learned how to stop pressing pause or stop re-recording stuff because I'll never get it perfect.
Absolutely. It's just like today. We're sitting here doing this recording. I'm still hacking up my third lung and possibly my liver, but I'm still on here. We're still
It's real. It's real. And that's what people are missing nowadays. Just be real. And I'm about to really let my hair down. But serious, because this is me. And that's one of the things I've been writing a list, down. And the first thing was just be me. Because the people that are meant to attract to me are going to come. But I have to be me. And sorry, me's not perfect. Me is not perfect by any means. Me's not. So I
Mhm.
just need to be me and perfect me in as much as I can, and just whoever's meant to be around, whoever's meant to hear what I have to say, the message that God gives me, they'll hear it. But it's okay that I'm not perfect. It's okay. So
Absolutely. And I was telling a friend the other day, in fact, you guys are going to get to meet her next month. Her name's Sarina Murray. And I was telling her, said there's no such thing as perfect. The only perfect things are numbers and God. Outside of that, there is no perfect. So don't
I
strive
know
for
that's
perfect
right.
exist. I strive for good, great, and excellent.
I know that's right.
Once I hit each one of those, I'm good to go. So if
Yeah.
you can shift your mindset on that, shift your paradigm as they call it
Yeah.
on what you see perfect as being, um, one, your stress levels will go down immensely when you just admit like
Definitely.
perfect doesn't exist. Don't try to be perfect, try to be your best. Not what everybody else is doing. Try to be your best
Yeah.
because the person that you see sitting in front of you right now speaking these words could barely sit in front of a camera and look at it and get three intelligible sentences out. So
Yeah.
perfection, it doesn't exist. Excellence will come as you practice, as you keep going. So,
Mm.
what we will leave you with, excuse me, is watch your actions and reactions. Your
Yeah.
actions and reactions, they come with energy. The
Yeah.
energy that you put out comes back, and oftentimes it comes back amplified. So, Sister Queen, what's your experience with that?
Okay. My with my actions, watch my actions. Number one, someone's always watching you. And the reason why I begin to well, one of the reasons why I begin to motivate is because I wanted to help people. You know, I wanted to be that positive inspiration. So if I'm preaching one thing out of my mouth and someone sees me, that can actually be a bad reflection of who I say I am, and how impactful I can be in their life. So that's why I had to work on, how I react towards things, my actions towards things, because nothing is perfect. So being that I'll get some things that I don't like, I learn how to take it and say, you know what, I have to deal with this in a different way because somebody is always watching.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Most
Yeah.
definitely. And I feel the exact same way. Um, when I first got started and started getting very serious and very clear about what it is that I'm trying to accomplish, being on here week after week and building the things that I'm building in order to help others, um, it just took a lot of just consistency, consistently jumping on here and getting better and better while getting clearer and clearer about what it is I'm trying to do.
Exactly.
It's not something, guys, hear this. This is not, you do not have to have it all figured out in order to go. You don't have to have the perfect attitude. You don't have to have the perfect environment, but you do have to be willing to grow and get out of your own way. Actions
Yep.
and reactions also apply to um, when you encounter mentors or when you get a chance to work with a coach. You have to be willing to listen to them. If you are somebody that loves to allow the words I know to fly out of your mouth easily, work on that. Because I learned through coaching and mentoring and just experience in general, the words I know basically shut your mind down to any new information.
Yeah.
You're
No, that's real.
trying to succeed on any level, whether it's on a public platform, whether it's building a business, whether it's getting a raise and a promotion at work, whether it's going back to school for something that you feel drawn to do. It doesn't matter in what area you're seeking a new level of success. If you are not willing to be open minded enough, excuse me, to be receptive to new information that will help make your journey a little bit easier. Is it ever going to be easy? Absolutely not. Um, Something that I'm learning from my coaches is no matter how high up here you get, and they are doing very well for themselves. That's why I absolutely want to learn everything that I can from them. My coaches, Doc and Winter, are still experiencing challenges and obstacles, even at the level of things that they're at. So who are you or I to say when I get to this level, things will be so much easier?
Yeah.
Get that expectation out of your head right now. If you are looking for smooth sailing, um, I got bad news for you. It's never gonna be smooth. You're gonna have smooth moments, but it's never ever gonna be like forever smooth. Because we
Yes.
stop growing when we stop encountering challenges. That's how it is. So, um, my advice, be willing to continue to grow throughout your entire life. Um, of course, we went over let go of perfection. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Only perfect things are numbers in God. And if you have a hard time with the God thing, build your own relationship with God. He there. He gonna be there. Um, I had an interesting relationship with God, but we good now. We good now.
He knows me. That's what I'm saying. I could be real 100%. He knows about my bad attitudes, and he knows about when I'm feeling some type of way and I don't feel like dealing. He knows. And like one thing I do have to leave with you guys is have fun doing whatever it is. That's what it's about. Like, have fun doing it. If you look at it like a job, then you're probably not supposed to be doing it. Or you're doing something wrong, because like, just, it's supposed to be something, your gift. Whenever you have a gift and you open it up, like, you have fun with that gift, you play with that gift, you love that gift,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
play with it, love it, have fun, and just be you. Like, just be you.
Yeah. Let let go and let it flow. That's one of my two things I'm working on this year: intentionality
Mhm.
and letting it flow. Because when I overthink things, when I try and, well, I'm gonna do this and then this and then this and then this. Like, oftentimes, like, four steps are not going to happen consecutively. Sometimes you need to take step four and make it step two, and so on and so forth. And you gotta be okay with that, because allowing it to come together organically based on what God and His universe put in your path, it makes it more solid than you can create it yourself, anyways. So I hope you guys are enjoying this conversation. I look forward to your comments and your questions, and just, I don't know. You guys excite me. I actually love coming on here and doing this every week. So if you like today's description, go ahead and drop a one, because our guest will be joining us periodically throughout this whole year and possibly beyond, but definitely this year.
Definitely.
So,
Come on, give me, like, I'm putting up the one. Give me the. I told y'all, have fun. Just be you. You know, have fun.
oh my gosh. So,
Why he coughs up that
excuse
nonsense?
all the coughing, you guys. I'm hoping to be much better next week.
It's
But
human.
if you are catching this on my business page, and if you type in the Brandy Johnson, it'll take you to my business page. So if you're on my business page and you're not yet a member of For the Love of Queens Facebook group, just go to flq365.com and get signed up for our group. That group is for kings and queens. If you understand the power of female empowerment, getting the right mindset for whatever level of success that you're seeking, as well as having a place to network not only within the group but with other areas of life and in other groups that we are associated with, get on over there to flq365.com. It'll take you to our well, I would say my Facebook group, which is For the Love of Queens, but you will also be able to communicate with Shamika, and she also has her own group, which she will share as well. So, Sister Queen, what is the name of your group?
Well, the name of my group is called Queens in Action, and you can also find it on Facebook at Queens in Action Coaching. Is what, and you type that in, it will bring up the website. Also, my Facebook page is, www.facebook.com / One Beautiful Queen. So you can find me there.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, Queens in Action Coaching. You guys heard it here first. Type in Queens in Action Coaching in the search bar at Facebook, and it will take you to Lady Queen I Am's page. And one more time on your direct page. So, that's facebook.com
Yes, ma'am.
forward slash
Facebook.com / One Beautiful Queen.
one
Like the number one,
beautiful
and then
queen.
beautiful queen. Because we all are.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, if you guys see or hear me typing here, it's because I am dropping this banner live for you. Well, recorded for you, of course. But I'm dropping this banner so you guys can see exactly where to go, because we love connecting with new and existing people that come into our sphere of influence. We're going to continue to grow and mature and succeed on newer and newer levels. Um, if you are like me and you're to a point that you need coaching from somebody that knows exactly what they're doing on a high level, I highly recommend my coaches, Doc and Winter Bobo. If you would like more information or to kind of get into a place that you can see what goes on, who they are, what they're about, just simply reach out. I would love to connect you with them, and put you in a position that you can kind of view and observe what goes on and determine for yourself if they're a good coaching fit for you as well. So, with that, I have had a ball today. I absolutely love being able to come on here with my sister Queen,
Yeah.
and she is one of many people that I'm getting to network with and share time with and share with you guys. So if you guys again enjoy Shamika Lady Queen I am Willis, be sure to drop
That's
your one, be sure to connect with us, and be sure to tune in not only tomorrow but again for next Wednesday, which is going to be Woke Wednesday live presented by excuse me, for the love of Queens here on Facebook. But on top of that, next week I will actually be reviewing a work of fiction book by an
ooh,
author by the name of P.A. Wickoff. So I'll be sharing the title of that book as well as what I experienced reading the book. It is fantasy, and I actually enjoyed it, so I can't wait to bring that to you guys next week. Lady Queen I am, as always, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward for the next time we get to jump on here. Next time you guys catch Lady Queen I am, we are going to be talking about a women's topic. So if you guys have some women's topics that you
ooh.
would like us to discuss, be sure to drop those in the comments as well. And we'll be sure to select one and make sure that we alert you to what that topic's going to be and what to expect for that show. So, as always, I love you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And if not, be grateful anyhow because you got to see today. Lady Queen I am, is there anything that you'd like to say before we sign off here?
Just have fun. Just live your best life. I'm excited. I'm excited about today. You know I'm always excited, but just live your best life and just do it. Let's just do this. Let's do it.
Absolutely. So, if y'all haven't heard my sister Queen's word for the year, Sister Queen, what is your word for the year?
About word for the year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I got a lot of words. I gotta pick one.
The one that you put in all bold when we were talking the other day, which word is that?
So when I put it on bold, uh, I'm trying to think, Sister Queen. I don't know
Oh,
what.
my
Which?
girl, don't forget. This woman's word of the year is dominating. Not dominate.
Oh, of
Not
course.
domination. Dominating, as in she is already bodying this year. So
Yeah,
you're gonna see some things
I'm
coming down the
telling you.
pipe with my sister Queen here. If you love to be motivated, if you need somebody that's going to basically nip you in the bud when you're having them hard times, reach out to my girl. She is becoming an excellent mentor of her own right. So reach out to her. So we
Definitely.
love you guys, sister Queen.
I love you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.